The general election commences in the next 40 hours or so, with the national elections, presidential and national assembly this Saturday, and state elections, governorship and state assembly on the 11th of March. The Commission has meticulously prepared and implemented its election project plan, learning from recent elections. It is important to keep the sheer magnitude of Nigeria's elections in mind. The voter population of 93,469,008 voters is more than the total number of registered voters in all the other countries in the West Africa region put together. So each time we go to the polls, it's like conducting elections for the whole of West Africa and a substantial part of Central Africa. In addition, we shall be deploying to 176,606 polling units. The number of polling units is actually 176,846, but that total figure includes the 240 polling units without registered voters, and we shall be deploying to the 176,606 polling units simultaneously. This election requires a huge logistical deployment. We have painstakingly procured, organized, and delivered all the materials to the states of the Federation and the Federal Capital Territory for deployment. We commenced the delivery of non-sensitive materials over 2 months ago, and they have been batched down to registration area or electoral wards and the polling unit levels. Sensitive materials have been delivered to the states and are presently being delivered to our local government area offices, and we have 774 local government offices nationwide. As such, these materials are only between 1 and 2 levels away from the polling units. We have achieved this by learning from our recent difficult experience with logistics. We have completed arrangements with the transport unions for the final leg of the movement of personnel and materials to the polling units. There, the unions have assured us of their readiness to provide all the vehicular needs of the Commission for the election, and that includes over 40,000 boats to cover riverine locations nationwide. A major part of our preparation for the general election is the establishment of additional 56,872 polling units across the country, the first time that this is done since 1996. With this, we expanded voter access to polling units in Nigeria by over 32%, making it possible for voters to have improved opportunities for casting their votes. We operated on the principle that the right to vote is almost meaningless without a place to vote. Unfortunately, voters have not taken full advantage of this opportunity, resulting, as I said earlier, in 240 polling units without voters, and prompting the Commission to further move some voters out of congested polling units to less populated areas. I implore all voters to cross-check their polling units before the election. However, only 7% of voters are affected by this movement. This means that the vast majority of voters will still vote in their usual polling units. We sent bulk phone text messages, SMS, to the affected voters, tasked our state offices for publicity in local languages, and offered 2 unique ways by which voters can locate and confirm their polling units. We sent bulk phone text messages, SMS, to the affected voters, tasked our state offices for publicity in local languages, and offered 2 unique ways by which voters can locate and confirm their polling units before election day, by sending normal text messages to dedicated telephone numbers or by visiting our website. The detailed procedure has already been uploaded to both our website and social media platforms. Staff to be deployed for the elections have been trained, the last being collation and returning officers who will complete their training shortly. An essential part of this training has been the emphasis on neutrality of staff and the need for them to be committed and dedicated throughout the duration of the assignment. The Commission shall carefully monitor the performance of all staff involved in the election and ensure that both recognition and sanctions are applied where applicable. We have completed all the testing of our technologies to be deployed for the election, particularly the bimodal voter accreditation system and the INEC results viewing portal, the IREV. On 4th February 2023, we tested the beavers in a mock accreditation exercise and uploaded results to the IREV. We are satisfied with the performance of the beavers, which has been confirmed by several groups that observed the exercise. Lessons have been learned from the exercise, which have helped us in training of 10,600 registration area technical support staff for the election. We call them the RATEs. They will provide the necessary support to ensure that the deployment of the beavers is without hitches. Let me reiterate the procedure for voting as provided in the Electoral Act 2022, which clearly makes the use of the beavers mandatory. So also is the use of the permanent voters' cards, the PVCs. The Commission operates on the policy or rule that no PVC, no voting. And in the last few months, we made 13.6 million PVCs available for collection for new voters and applicants for transfer and replacement of lost or damaged cards. While we are pleased that the rate of collection is higher than in previous years, there are still, unfortunately, many cards that were not collected. Before the end of this briefing, we shall make public a summary of the number of collected and uncollected PVCs in each state of the Federation. The detailed breakdown by polling units will be uploaded to the Commission's website latest tomorrow, Friday, 24th February. The detailed breakdown on polling unit by polling unit is a huge document, really massive document, but we are committed to uploading this information tomorrow on on our website. To illustrate how big this document is, I am holding here the polling unit by polling unit number of PVCs collected for only 1 out of 36 states of the Federation and the Federal Capital Territory. So these documents, in effect, terms 36 will be uploaded by tomorrow on the Commission's website, and anybody will have access to the documents. At this juncture, it will not be inappropriate to comment on the National Register of Voters. With 93.4 million records, complete with names, addresses, passport photographs, and biometrics, both fingerprint and facial, the INEC voter register is the largest database of citizens in Africa and one of the largest in the world. However, like all databases, it may not be perfect, but the core of the register is solid. Going forward, the Commission will continue to clean it up using technology and citizens' involvement as provided by law. Through the automated biometric identification system, the ABIS, millions of ineligible registrants have actually been removed from the register. In addition, citizens, the ultimate owners of the register, have helped to clean up the register further during the display of the hard copies for claims and objections in the 8,809 registration areas or wards and 774 local government areas nationwide for a period of 2 weeks from the 12th to the 25th of November 2022, again as provided by law. Nigerians should therefore continue to have confidence in the register as a national treasure and continue to work with the Commission to improve on it as provided by law. But in addition to the hard copies, the entire National Register of Voters was also uploaded to our website for a period of 2 weeks as required by law, during which citizens had the opportunity to scrutinize the register and to submit claims and objections to the Commission, on the basis of which we took steps to further clean up the register. Vote buying remains a major threat to our democracy. We have worked closely with the enforcement agencies to ensure that this is eliminated from our electoral process. We are convinced that our joint operations before and on election day will vastly reduce the prospect of voter inducement, which is not only illegal, but actually immoral. The ban on the use of mobile phones and photographic devices at the voting cubicles is still in force. Some voters have used these devices in previous elections to snap their marked ballot papers for vote transaction. However, citizens are permitted to come to the polling units with these devices as long as they do not take them to the voting cubicles. Our arrangement of placing the ballot boxes near the voting cubicles and away from the party agents remains. Our staff have been trained in the administration of the polling units, and their attention should be drawn to any deviation from that training and the procedure that I described. In the last few weeks, we have been in consultation with other critical agencies and institutions in the administration